Bill Heming.
And I'm Tamara Heming.
And your pastor search committee has chosen us to present to you as your next pastor. We look forward to meeting all of you very soon, but we thought we'd put this video together in order to tell you a little bit about us. So Tamara, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Linwood, Washington, and I guess...
How'd you meet Jesus? Where'd you go to church as a kid?
I didn't go to church as a kid. I grew up in a family that didn't go to church, but I was invited to a youth group by a friend of mine and decided to go along. And it happened to be that somebody I knew who was part of an extended family was there, and they were a youth leader. And so I think God just provided a way to just meet him, and I went to church with my sister, and we went to youth group, and that's kind of how I started going to church, even though my family didn't. I became baptized when I was 16.
What church was that?
It's North Creek Presbyterian Church over in Mill Creek area.
And so you've been a Presbyterian since then?
Since I was 13.
All right. And we won't say how long that's been.
What about you? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in South King County, in White Center, Burien, SeaTac, and then ended up in high school, lived in Des Moines, Washington. I graduated from Tyee High School. I grew up Roman Catholic, which is odd for a Presbyterian pastor, but I really fell away from my faith in high school. And it wasn't until I got to college where the Lord really grabbed me by the collar. And I had a friend whose mom was a Presbyterian pastor actually down in Hoquiam. And he had suggested we went to a college ministry at the end, which is where we met eventually.
I remember that.
Yeah, there you go. And that's how I ended up in the Presbyterian Church. And the only church I ever joined, and the only church I've ever been a member of, was First Presbyterian Church of Bellingham. And then we met in our last year of college through our college ministry. And we got married a couple of years later, and then we thought our life was going to head in a very different direction, and the Lord called us, and in 2004 we packed up our car and we moved to New Jersey to go to seminary at Princeton for 3 years. I was living in New Jersey for you.
It was okay. My experience was different than yours because you were in school, but I got a job and I experienced what real New Jersey was like.
That's right. And I isolated myself on a seminary campus. So, and then out of seminary, our first call was to a church in Merrill, Oregon, which was in the Presbyterian Church USA, and now is in the Evangelical Presbyterian Church. We served there for 4 years. That's where our oldest daughter, Marion, was born. And then eventually along came Karen. And about the time Karen was born, after a pretty tragic circumstance in my wife's life, we felt it was time for the Lord to lead us elsewhere. And we took a call here in Omak, Washington. And so we came here in 2011, and we've been pastoring here since. So that's been almost 9 years that we've been here. And we've had some pretty good times, especially we had one more daughter added to the family, Sarah. It's also here that you were able to fulfill a call on your life. So what call was that?
I went through nursing school and I became a nurse. So for the last couple of years, I have been doing nursing for home health and also hospice patients. And now I get to be a clinical supervisor, which I'm not sure where God's calling me next for nursing, but everything I do with nursing, it seems like God's call.
That's right. Yep. And we felt we were at that place in our life where everything was going pretty well, and then I was at a presbytery meeting when some members of your church presented themselves and said, this is the revitalization work that we are doing, and we are looking for a pastor. And I was not seeking a call. We were happy where we were, but something in my heart said, Bill, this is where you need to go. And so it took us a little bit. I dragged my feet a little, but eventually we sent over our information. And then, of course, all of this pandemic stuff hit, which has made all of this a little odd, but at the same time, we feel God is leading us to you to serve you in your church. So we're going to introduce our daughters on video here in just a little bit. We just wanted you to get to know our family.
Heming. I am 12 years old. I like that Jesus is always here for me, and I really like animals.
Hi, my name's Karen, and I'm 9 years old. And I like to sing songs at church, and my favorite song is Jesus Loves Me. And I also like to play the violin. Hello, I am Sarah, and I am 6. My favorite thing about God is He saved us, and I like flamingos.